Edna, good morning.
Hi, I live in a farming community just outside of Ottawa. It's called Embrun. It is so French that I cannot get people to speak English to me at the grocery store. They know I speak English because I'm there week after week. They insist on speaking to me in French. If they think you don't speak French, they talk about you right in front of you in French. My kids had to be bused to school in the neighboring village, and there are no English schools at all in that little town. And the little community center where your kids could learn to dance and stuff and do all kinds of activities, French only. What do you have to say about that, Mr. Green? Not too different from here.
Yeah, well, this is one of the reasons why I think that it's time for Quebec to go. Because for far too long, we have been dancing everywhere in this country to Quebec's tune. Most of the, at least a lot of the political decisions that have been reached over the years are not in the best interests of Canada or Canadians, but rather what is going to sell best in the province of Quebec.
When you're saying the French ministers in Ontario, in Ottawa,
Absolutely.
are working on behalf of Quebec, and not on behalf of the rest of Canada?
Absolutely. Any federal government, whether it happens to be a Conservative government or a Liberal government, the Quebec interests are represented by those federal ministers. Because Quebec has basically surrounded Ottawa through its federal ministers, French ministers, its provincial government, and the Bloc Quebecois, they have the federal government strangled. So as a result, whatever their demands are, they get.
Quebec now drives the quota policy for all of Eastern Canada, like they're in the P5 and they make the rules and it's their rules and so on. Yeah, Quebec has 23% of the population, 40% of the nation's milk quota. Like, for whatever reason, I don't know, they didn't earn it, they got it.
But you seem to be suggesting there's something deeper, that all politicians from Quebec are simply, essentially, Quebec first at the expense of the rest of the country. That, you really believe that?
I actually believe that. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that. I'm actually saying it.
And I want to address the situation in Embrun. And by the way, I do this in my book. I'm glad she called. The fact of the matter is that a number of separatists have well-known separatists, and I identify some, have left the province of Quebec. They've been, they chased out so much business, as you know, Tommy, out of Quebec. So some of these people had to come into Ontario to find jobs. They chased them out of Quebec, and then they followed them into Ontario. And now they are agitating for some of the minority rights in Ontario that they denied to you Anglos in the province of Quebec.
I would like the bus driver to be able to welcome me in French.
Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the 39th Avenue, please?
Hopefully the new drivers that will be hired will be bilingual.
And it's not just Embrun. Many of the little towns and communities in East Ontario have been overrun. As you clearly see, it's often not a question of things being bilingual. It's frequently French dominant. Street signs, businesses, schools, etc.